15 shocking facts about Princess Diana's last days leading up to her tragic death. She was a princess, a fashion icon, and a global humanitarian. Princess Diana was loved by millions around the world, and her tragic death in 1997 shocked and saddened the world. But what happened in the days leading up to her death? Were there any signs that something was wrong? And what were some of the shocking facts that emerged after the accident? In this video, we'll take a closer look at Princess Diana's last days and reveal some of the most shocking facts about her tragic death. Number 1. Vacation in St Tropez. Princess Diana's final days were marked by a brief yet peaceful vacation in the enchanting paradise of St Tropez, nestled along the picturesque French Riviera. In the summer of 1997, Diana, accompanied by her boyfriend Dodi Fayed and his family, sought solace and relaxation in this idyllic destination. During her time in St Tropez, Diana was able to momentarily escape the relentless media scrutiny that had followed her throughout her life. The azure waters, sun-soaked beaches, and charming Mediterranean ambiance offered a respite from the constant public gaze. Away from the prying eyes of the paparazzi, Diana was able to unwind, enjoying leisurely walks, sunbathing, and quality time with Dodi and his family. The photos captured during this vacation reveal a genuine smile on Diana's face, a brief moment of happiness in what would soon become a tumultuous period. Little did Diana know that this tranquil interlude would be the last peaceful days of her life, as fate would tragically intervene just days later in the bustling streets of Paris. Number 2. Last photos. The photographs taken during Princess Diana's vacation in St Tropez are some of the last known images of the beloved princess alive. These pictures, captured by persistent paparazzi, serve as haunting reminders of her final moments of joy and tranquility before the tragic events that unfolded in Paris. As Diana enjoyed the French Riviera's beauty with Dodi Fayed and his family, the world was oblivious to the impending tragedy. In these snapshots, she radiates genuine happiness, basking in the Mediterranean sun and seemingly free from the weight of her public persona. These carefree moments starkly contrast with the chaos that would soon engulf her. Little did anyone, including Diana herself, know that these seemingly innocent photographs would become part of her lasting legacy. They stand as a poignant testament to the fragility of life and the unpredictability of fate, forever etching in our hearts the memory of the people's princess, whose tragic end left the world in mourning. Number 3. Ritz Hotel. Diana and Dodi Fayed checked into the Ritz Hotel in Paris, which was owned by Dodi's father, Mohammed Al Fayed. The luxury hotel would become the backdrop of their final hours together. The choice of the Ritz Hotel in Paris as the setting for the last days of Princess Diana's life adds a layer of intrigue to the tragic events that unfolded. The Ritz Hotel, a symbol of opulence and grandeur, was not just any accommodation, but a property owned by Dodi Fayed's wealthy father, Mohammed Al Fayed, which added a unique dimension to their stay. This luxurious establishment, with its rich history and lavish decor, was known for hosting royalty, celebrities, and dignitaries from around the world. For Diana, it was a place where she could expect a certain level of privacy and security, given its prestigious reputation and the fact that it was connected to Dodi's family. However, even within the walls of this prestigious hotel, Diana and Dodi could not escape the relentless pursuit of the paparazzi, who were determined to capture every moment of their stay. It was here, amid the plush surroundings and illusions of safety, that their final evening began, ultimately culminating in the tragic car crash that claimed their lives. Number 4. Security concerns. Diana, often referred to as the people's princess, was no stranger to the media's intrusive presence in her life. However, in the days preceding the fatal accident in the Pont de Lama tunnel in Paris, her concerns about privacy and security reached a critical point. Princess Diana had long been hounded by photographers seeking to capture every facet of her life. Her glamorous image and philanthropic endeavors made her a constant target for the paparazzi's lenses. As her relationship with Dodi Fayed blossomed, the media scrutiny only intensified. Their romance was seen as a captivating story, and photographers from around the world trailed their every move. Diana's deep-seated concern was not unfounded. She knew that the paparazzi's relentless pursuit posed a genuine threat to her safety. The invasion of her privacy and the aggressive tactics employed by some photographers left her feeling vulnerable and trapped. These concerns led to a series of decisions that would ultimately impact the events of that fateful night. Diana and Dodi altered their initial plans, opting for a dinner at the Ritz Hotel rather than a public restaurant. They used decoy vehicles and unconventional routes in an attempt to evade the paparazzi, all indicative of the lengths they were willing to go to maintain their privacy. Number 5. Change of plans. On the evening of August 30th, 1997, Princess Diana and Dodi Fayed had initially planned to have dinner at a restaurant in Paris, seeking a quiet and romantic escape from the prying eyes of the paparazzi. However, the paparazzi's relentless pursuit and the glaring flashes of cameras made it abundantly clear that their privacy was under siege. This unsettling reality forced the couple to change their plans at the last moment and opt for dining at the Ritz Hotel instead. This decision, seemingly innocuous at first glance, would have significant consequences. It illustrates the relentless intrusion of the paparazzi into Diana's life and how it dictated her actions, even in the most mundane aspects of her existence. It's a stark reminder of the loss of personal freedom she endured as a public figure. Diana, known for her compassion and caring nature, might have been driven by her concern for the safety of the staff and other patrons of the restaurant they originally intended to visit. Her decision to dine at the Ritz Hotel was, in part, an attempt to minimize the disruption caused by the paparazzi and protect those around her. Little did she know that this change in plans would place her on a path that would ultimately lead to the tragic accident in the Pont de Lama tunnel. It underscores the tragic irony that even in her quest for privacy and normalcy, Diana was unable to escape the relentless pursuit of the paparazzi, which would ultimately seal her tragic fate. Number 6. Decoy Car. Amid their desperate attempts to maintain privacy and evade the relentless paparazzi, Princess Diana and Dodi Fayed employed a clever strategy. They used a decoy vehicle in a daring effort to divert attention away from their movements as they departed the Ritz Hotel in Paris on that fateful night. This ingenious maneuver was born out of necessity, as the paparazzi's relentless pursuit had become a constant intrusion into Diana and Dodi's lives. With the world's eyes on them, their every move was scrutinized, and their privacy was violated at every turn. The use of a decoy vehicle was a last-ditch effort to regain some semblance of control over their circumstances. The decoy vehicle was strategically deployed to create confusion among the pursuing photographers and reporters. By drawing their focus away from the genuine escape route, Diana and Dodi hoped to slip away unnoticed. This high-stakes game of cat and mouse exemplified the extreme measures the couple had to resort to in their quest for privacy and safety. Number 7. Substitute driver. Henry Paul, the deputy head of security at the Ritz, became their driver for the night, even though he was off duty and had been drinking, as revealed by post-mortem toxicology reports. On the fateful night of August 31, 1997, Henry Paul found himself thrust into an unexpected and perilous role as the driver for Princess Diana and Dodi Fayed. Henry Paul was the deputy head of security at the Ritz Hotel in Paris, a trusted member of the staff responsible for ensuring the safety and privacy of its guests. However, circumstances took a tragic turn when the couple decided to leave the hotel, seeking refuge from the relentless paparazzi. Henry Paul's decision to drive that night while off duty and under the influence of alcohol would have catastrophic consequences. Post-mortem toxicology reports later revealed that his blood alcohol level was significantly over the legal limit for driving. This impaired state would impair his judgment and reaction time, contributing to the fatal crash that unfolded that night. Number 8. Fast exit. As Princess Diana and Dodi Fayed left the Ritz Hotel, through its discreet back entrance, they were caught in a whirlwind of events that would ultimately lead to the tragic crash. This seemingly innocuous decision to exit from the rear of the hotel was born out of desperation to escape the paparazzi's relentless pursuit. The choice of the back exit was motivated by a genuine concern for their safety and privacy. Diana, accustomed to the invasive nature of the press, understood the dangers of being hounded by paparazzi. In their quest for an elusive moment of respite, the couple hoped to find temporary refuge by leaving discreetly. Little did they know that this escape route would thrust them into a high-speed chase through the streets of Paris, with the paparazzi relentlessly tailing them. The decision to take this route, ultimately intended to shield them from prying eyes, tragically sealed their fate and set in motion the events that would lead to the accident in the tunnel. Number 9. HighSpeed Chase. As Diana and Dodi Fayed left the Ritz Hotel in Paris on that fateful night, they were acutely aware of the aggressive presence of paparazzi. Determined to evade the relentless photographers, their driver Henry Paul accelerated the Mercedes-Benz at an alarming speed. The chase that ensued was nothing short of a race against time and intrusion, with the flashing cameras and high-powered lenses of paparazzi vehicles tailing them closely. In their desperate bid to escape, the Mercedes reached speeds that were far beyond safe for the narrow and winding streets of Paris. The frenzied pursuit took them into the Pont de l'Ama tunnel, where tragedy struck. The combination of high speed, an intoxicated driver, and the unpredictable nature of the chase ultimately led to the fatal collision. Number 10. Seatbelts. Neither Diana nor Dodi were wearing seatbelts at the time of the crash, which could have played a role in the severity of their injuries. The absence of seatbelts in the ill-fated Mercedes on that fateful night of August 31, 1997, was a critical factor that significantly contributed to the severity of the injuries sustained by Princess Diana and Dodi Fayed. Seatbelts are designed to provide a crucial layer of protection in the event of a collision, helping to restrain passengers within the vehicle and distribute the force of impact more evenly across the body. In the case of Princess Diana and Dodi Fayed, the failure to fasten their seatbelts left them vulnerable to the tremendous forces unleashed during the crash in the Pont de l'Ama tunnel. The high-speed collision resulted in their bodies being thrown into the vehicle, causing severe trauma and injuries. Number 11. Immediate aftermath. In the chaotic aftermath of the car crash in the Pont de l'Ama tunnel, the first calls for help did not come from the paparazzi who had been tailing the ill-fated Mercedes, but from passing motorists who stumbled upon the wreckage. The paparazzi who had been pursuing Diana and Dodi initially hesitated to assist and instead continued taking photographs, further fueling the controversy surrounding their role in the tragedy. Meanwhile, it was the quick thinking of these concerned passers-by that led to the timely summoning of emergency services. Their calls initiated a swift response from the Parisian authorities and paramedics who rushed to the scene. Despite the valiant efforts of the first responders and medical personnel, the injuries sustained by Diana, Dodi, and the driver Henry Paul proved too severe to save their lives. Number 12. Hospitalization. After the high-speed collision in the Pont de l'Ama tunnel, Diana was rushed to the hospital. Her arrival at the hospital marked the beginning of a desperate race against time to save the life of one of the world's most beloved figures. Upon her arrival, a team of skilled medical professionals worked tirelessly to assess her injuries and stabilize her condition. Diana had suffered severe trauma, including significant chest injuries, internal bleeding, and a punctured lung. The impact of the crash had caused her to slip into a critical condition, and the odds of survival were growing increasingly slim. The medical team fought valiantly, performing emergency surgery to address her injuries. Yet, despite their best efforts, it became evident that the injuries were too extensive, and the damage inflicted upon her body was irreparable. Diana's struggle for life was ultimately in vain. In the early hours of August 31, 1997, Princess Diana succumbed to her injuries, surrounded by the medical staff who had fought so bravely to save her. Her untimely death left the world in shock and mourning, as people from all corners of the globe grappled with the loss of a figure who had touched so many lives through her charity work, compassion, and grace. The tragic hospitalization and subsequent passing of Princess Diana were not just a loss for her family and the British royal family, but also for millions worldwide who had admired and loved her. Number 13. Public announcement. On that fateful day of August 31, 1997, as the world grappled with the news of Princess Diana's car crash in the Pont de l'Ama tunnel in Paris, a significant departure from protocol occurred. Traditionally, the announcement of such a high-profile death, especially a member of the British royal family, would be made by a royal spokesperson or a government official. However, in this instance, it was the hospital's doctor, Dr. Bruno Rieu, who delivered the heart-wrenching news. The choice to have Dr. Rieu make the announcement was not a mere coincidence. It was a testament to the severity of Princess Diana's condition and the urgent efforts of the medical team at the hospital to save her life. Her injuries were grave, and the medical staff had been battling tirelessly to stabilize her. The decision to have Dr. Rieu address the world was also likely driven by a desire to provide accurate and immediate information to the public. In a situation marked by chaos and uncertainty, the hospital chose transparency over convention. ensuring that the world received information about Diana's condition directly from the medical professionals responsible for her care. Number 14. Global mourning. In the early hours of August 31, 1997, when the news of Princess Diana's passing broke, it sent shockwaves across the globe. Her untimely death touched the hearts of millions, and the response was nothing short of extraordinary. People from diverse corners of the world, irrespective of nationality or language, shared in a collective outpouring of grief. What made this moment unique was the sheer scale of public mourning. Flowers piled up in front of Buckingham Palace, and heartfelt messages filled memorial books. Candles were lit, and tears were shed in countless cities worldwide. In a time before the internet and social media were as prevalent as they are today, the news spread through television broadcasts and newspapers, uniting people in their sorrow. Part of what made Diana's death so impactful was her remarkable ability to connect with people on a deeply personal level. Her compassion, warmth, and dedication to humanitarian causes resonated with individuals from all walks of life. She was a symbol of empathy and a beacon of hope for those in need. Additionally, Diana's high-profile life, the tumultuous circumstances surrounding her marriage to King Charles, and her public battles with the paparazzi made her a relatable figure to many who had faced their trials and tribulations. In this global mourning, the world saw a demonstration for the profound influence that a single person, even a member of the royal family, could have on the collective human consciousness. Number 15. Controversial investigations. Following the untimely death of Princess Diana, a series of investigations were conducted to determine the exact circumstances surrounding the fatal car crash in the Pont de l'Alma tunnel in Paris on August 31, 1997. These investigations aimed to shed light on what led to the accident and who was responsible. The French authorities conducted the initial investigation into the crash. Their findings pointed towards a combination of factors, including the high-speed chase with paparazzi and the impairment of the driver Henry Paul, who had consumed alcohol. In addition to the French investigation, a separate inquest was held in the United Kingdom to examine the circumstances of Princess Diana's death. The British inquiry led by Lord Justice Scott Baker concluded in 2008. The jury ruled that Diana and Dodi were unlawfully killed due to the grossly negligent driving of Henry Paul and the paparazzi pursuing them. Despite these conclusions, conspiracy theories have continued to circulate, suggesting that there may have been more to the story than meets the eye. Some of these theories allege that the crash was not accidental, but rather a deliberate act to eliminate Diana and Dodi. Others speculate on the involvement of intelligence agencies or a large cover-up. From the mystery surrounding that fateful night in Paris to the relentless media scrutiny she endured, Diana's last days were truly marked by turmoil and intrigue. Now it's your turn. Which fact about Princess Diana's final days surprised you the most? Was there something you didn't know before watching this video? Share your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you found this video informative and engaging. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.